Imagine this. It's late at night. The world is quiet. But you're tossing and turning, staring at the ceiling. You're overaltmish. And sleep feels like a distant memory. The harder you try to drift off, the more elusive it becomes. Mornings leave you drained, foggy, as if you've barely rested at all. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of seniors struggle with restless nights. But there's hope, and it might be hiding in your kitchen right now. I'm Dr. Robert Hale, and for 40 years, I've dedicated my life to helping people just like you reclaim their health and vitality, starting with better sleep. What if I told you that something as simple as an onion, yes, an ordinary onion, could unlock the secret to deep, natural sleep? It's not a gimmick. It's science, backed by nature. Today, I'm going to share 4 surprising ways onions can transform your nights, ultimately, your days. Stick with me until the end, because I'll reveal the most powerful method that's helped thousands of my patients wake up refreshed. If you're ready to sleep better and feel alive again, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and drop a comment to let me know you're with me. Let's dive into why sleepless nights after 60 are more than just a nuisance. They're a health wake-up call. As we age, sleep often becomes a puzzle that's harder to solve. After 60, your body goes through natural changes, hormonal shifts, a slower metabolism, and the weight of life stresses that can make falling asleep feel like chasing a mirage. But sleeplessness isn't just an inconvenience, it's a silent thief. Night after night of poor sleep chips away at your memory, making it harder to recall names or where you parked the car. It weakens your immune system, leaving you vulnerable to colds or worse. It even raises your risk of heart disease and diabetes. And those restless nights increase the chance of a fall, which can change your life in an instant. Let me tell you about Margaret, a patient I met a few years ago. At 67, she came to me exhausted, her eyes heavy with fatigue. For months, she'd barely slept more than a few hours, waking up every night, her mind racing. She told me how she'd forget appointments, feel unsteady on her feet, and lose the energy to enjoy time with her grandchildren. Her health was slipping, and she felt powerless. Margaret's story isn't unique. It's the reality for so many seniors. But here's the good news. There's a way to break this cycle. What if the answer isn't in a pill bottle but in something as simple as an onion? It sounds surprising. But this humble vegetable holds remarkable power to restore your sleep naturally. Let's explore why this works and how it could be the key to unlocking restful nights for you. You might be wondering, how can something as ordinary as an onion hold the key to better sleep? It's not magic. It's science, rooted in the remarkable compounds packed inside this humble vegetable. Onions are rich in flavonoids, particularly quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that calms inflammation in the body, including the brain, creating a more relaxed state for sleep. They also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps produce serotonin, the feel-good hormone that soothes your mind and eases you into rest. Then there are saponins and cysteine sulfoxide, which work together to reduce stress on your nervous system, helping to quiet those racing thoughts that keep you awake. Perhaps most fascinating are the phytoncides, natural compounds released by onions that have a calming effect when inhaled, gently nudging your body's internal clock back into rhythm. This isn't just theory. Let me share the story of James, a 72-year-old patient who came to me desperate for relief. For years, he'd relied on sleeping pills, but they left him groggy and disconnected. Skeptical but willing to try, he incorporated onions into his routine based on my advice. Within 2 weeks, he noticed something remarkable. He was falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up with a clarity he hadn't felt in years. The science behind onions isn't just about what's in them. It's about how they signal your body to relax and reset. By working with your biology, not against it. Onions offer a natural path to deep, restorative sleep. Curious about how to harness this power? Let's move on to the first practical way you can use onions tonight to transform your sleep. Now that you understand the science behind onions, let's dive into the first practical way to use them to transform your sleep eating onions in the evening. This simple method harnesses the natural compounds we discussed earlier, like quercetin and tryptophan, which calm your nervous system and promote restful sleep. You can eat onions raw or cooked, depending on what suits your taste. For raw onions, try slicing a small red or yellow onion thinly and adding it to a salad with a light dressing to soften its bite. About a quarter cup is enough. If you prefer cooked, sauté a small onion until soft and golden. Then mix it into a warm dish like soup or stir-fry. Aim for 1 small onion, roughly 50 to 70 grams, about 2 to 3 hours before bed to give your body time to process its sleep-inducing benefits. The key is consistency. Make it a part of your evening routine. Let me tell you about Susan, a 5-year-old patient who was skeptical when I suggested this approach. She'd struggled with waking up multiple times a night, leaving her exhausted by morning. After adding a small portion of sautéed onions to her dinner for a week, she was amazed. She went from waking up 4 or 5 times a night to just once, sometimes not at all. Her mornings felt lighter. Her energy returned, and she even started enjoying her evening meals more, knowing they were helping her sleep. This method is simple, affordable, and fits into any diet. But it's just the beginning. If eating onions isn't your preference, don't worry. There's another surprising way to use them that doesn't involve your plate at all. Let's explore how placing an onion in your bedroom can work wonders for your sleep. If eating onions isn't your favorite approach, here's a method that's even simpler and just as powerful: placing an onion under your pillow. It might sound unusual, but the secret lies in the onion's natural aroma, rich with phytoncides, those calming compounds we mentioned earlier. When you sleep near a sliced onion, its subtle scent wafts gently through the air, interacting with your olfactory system to soothe your nervous system. This isn't about overwhelming your senses with a strong smell. Think of it as a soft, natural lullaby for your brain. The phytoncides help lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone that often keeps you awake, and signal your body to shift into a relaxed state, perfect for deep sleep. To try this, take a small yellow or white onion, cut it in half, and place it in a breathable cloth bag or wrap it loosely in a clean cotton cloth. Tuck it just under your pillow or beside it, close enough to inhale its faint aroma, but not so close that it feels overpowering. Let me share the story of Clara, a 8-year-old patient who laughed when I first suggested this method. She'd been battling restless nights for years, waking up every hour, her mind buzzing with worries, desperate for a solution. She gave it a try. After just 3 nights, Clara was stunned. She slept through most of the night, her wake-ups dropping from 5 to 1. She described feeling a gentle calm as she drifted off, as if the onion scent was quietly easing her into slumber. This method is effortless, costs almost nothing, and requires no change to your diet. Clara's experience shows how something so simple can make a profound difference. Ready for an even more direct way to harness the onion's power? Let's explore a method that brings its soothing benefits closer to your senses. Let's explore a method that's so simple it might make you smile, yet its impact on your sleep could be profound: placing an onion under your pillow. Yes, it sounds unconventional, but the gentle aroma of an onion carries a surprising power to lull you into restful slumber. The secret lies in phytoncides, those natural compounds we discussed earlier, which are released when an onion is cut. As you breathe in this subtle scent during the night, it interacts with your olfactory system, sending calming signals to your brain. This process reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps your mind racing, and helps regulate your body's circadian rhythm, guiding you toward deeper sleep. To try this, choose a small white or yellow onion, slice it in half, and wrap it loosely in a clean cotton cloth or place it in a breathable fabric pouch. Position it just under your pillow or beside it on your nightstand, close enough to catch its faint, soothing fragrance, but not so close that it feels intense. Let me tell you about Thomas, a 70-year-old patient who came to me frustrated. After years of broken sleep, he'd wake up every hour, haunted by restless thoughts, and felt drained each morning. When I suggested this onion trick, he chuckled, thinking it was too simple to work. But after 4 nights of placing a sliced onion under his pillow, he called me in disbelief. He was sleeping 6 hours straight, something he hadn't done in years, and woke feeling refreshed, as if a fog had lifted. Thomas said the gentle scent seemed to wrap him in a cocoon of calm, easing him into sleep like a warm embrace. This method requires no cooking, no cleanup, just a small step that could change your nights. Ready to take it a step further? Let's discover an even more direct way to bring the onion's calming magic closer to your senses. Now, let's take the onion's soothing power a step closer with a method that delivers its calming effects directly to your senses, placing a jar of crushed onion near your nose. This approach intensifies the benefits of the onion's phytoncides, those natural compounds that ease stress and promote sleep. When you crush an onion, its potent aroma is released more fully, creating a concentrated dose of calming vapors that can quiet an anxious mind in minutes. To try this, take a small yellow or white onion, peel and finely chop or blend it into a coarse paste. Then scoop it into a small, open glass jar or bowl. Place the jar on your nightstand, about a foot from your pillow, so the scent can gently reach you as you relax. Cover it loosely with a breathable cloth to keep the aroma subtle yet effective. This method works quickly because the stronger scent targets your olfactory system, signaling your brain to lower cortisol and ease you into a restful state. Let me tell you about Emily, a 69-year-old patient who struggled with nighttime anxiety that kept her awake for hours. She'd lie in bed, her heart racing, unable to quiet her thoughts. When I suggested this onion jar method, she was hesitant, worried about the smell, but after placing a small jar of crushed onion by her bedside for 3 nights, she was amazed. She fell asleep within 20 minutes, her anxiety melting away as the scent seemed to wrap her in calm. By the end of the week, she was sleeping soundly for 7 hours, waking up refreshed and free of that familiar dread. Emily's story shows how this simple trick can transform restless nights into peaceful ones. Ready for the most powerful method yet? Let's explore a way to bring the onion's benefits directly into your body for even deeper sleep. We've saved the most powerful method for last, drinking diluted onion juice before bed. This approach delivers the onion's sleep-enhancing compounds like quercetin, tryptophan, and saponins directly into your bloodstream, working from within to calm your body and mind. To prepare, take a small yellow or white onion, peel it, and blend it with a half cup of water until smooth. Strain the mixture through a fine mesh or cheesecloth to extract the juice. Then mix 1 tablespoon of this juice with a full glass of warm water or herbal tea, like chamomile, to make it gentle on your stomach. Drink this about 30 minutes before bed, ideally on an empty stomach. To maximize absorption, be sure to brush your teeth afterward to avoid any lingering onion taste. This method is potent because it allows the onion's bioactive compounds to interact deeply with your nervous system, promoting serotonin production and reducing stress hormones for a profound sense of calm. Let me share the story of David, a 71-year-old patient who was at his wit's end with insomnia. He'd tried everything: from meditation to over-the-counter remedies. But nothing gave him more than a few hours of sleep. When I suggested diluted onion juice, he was skeptical but desperate. After 3 nights of sipping this simple drink, he was astonished. He fell asleep within 15 minutes and slept deeply for 8 hours. Waking up energized and clear-headed, David described the feeling as if his body had finally found its natural rhythm again. This method requires a bit of effort, but its results can be life-changing. Before you try it, though, there are important precautions to ensure it's safe and effective. Let's dive into those next to help you use this powerful remedy wisely. While these onion methods offer natural ways to improve sleep, it's crucial to approach them with caution to ensure they benefit your health without causing harm. Remember, onions are powerful, and not everyone's body reacts the same way. First, if you have allergies to onions or related plants like garlic, avoid these techniques entirely. They could trigger reactions from mild irritation to severe breathing issues. People with digestive sensitivities, such as acid reflux or IBS, should start with smaller amounts or skip ingestion methods like eating or drinking onion juice, as they might cause heartburn or bloating. If you're on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, consult your doctor before trying these, since onions have natural anticoagulant properties that could interact. Pregnant women, those with kidney problems, or anyone with low blood sugar should also proceed carefully, adjusting doses downward or opting for non-ingestible options like placing onions under the pillow. Always use fresh onions to avoid bacterial risks, and never exceed recommended amounts. Overdoing it can lead to stomach upset or even disrupt your sleep further. Let me tell you about Linda, a 6-year-old patient who learned this the hard way. Excited about the onion juice method, she drank a full glass undiluted right before bed, ignoring the advice to start small. That night, she suffered intense nausea and woke up repeatedly, feeling worse than before. After adjusting to a diluted tablespoon and consulting me, she found balanced sleep improved without side effects. Linda's experience highlights the importance of listening to your body and applying these methods at the right dose and time, ideally starting low and building up over days. By respecting these guidelines, you can safely unlock the onion's potential for better sleep. Now, as we wrap up, let's reflect on how these simple steps can lead to nights of true rest and days filled with energy.